Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today on the No Hope Estate, we will be going to fight the Garden Guardian again. Last time it didn't work out so well because of our modded masher, which, full disclosure, for those of you who don't remember or who don't know, can make some mashes that aren't supposed to be things, and can make some mashes that are not only difficult, but almost impossible to beat. Had I not had modded heroes in that actual fight, it would have been a full wipe on that fight. I didn't realize just how bad it was until I actually went and did it. So we're gonna try again, because I didn't even... Did I get to the Garden Guardian? I don't entirely remember, but it ended up in a full party wipe. And I'm gonna be bringing out a few more stops than normal, just because, well, I want to get through this. So you're going to see that in just a moment. And we are going to be preparing for that particular fight that really got me on the way to the Garden Guardian. That's actually a rougher fight than the boss itself. So for the actual way there and the boss, we're going to be using Evelyn the Ripperkin, the Cursed or Lord of the Worgen, and our Houndmaster. Now Ronnie here, the Lunar Princess, is kind of our failsafe just in case we run into a variation of that fight. Kind of what got us there was the fact that there was 3 of the lairds, or however you pronounce that, the gentlemen that have the riposte, because they all opened with skewering repartee. She has a trinket here that ignores riposte and will break it on hit. That's what I kind of need here. I don't have any other trinket in my entire inventory that does something similar, so I kind of need her along just in case that happens. Otherwise, she can break guards for the stewards, just in case something along those lines happen. For, like, if the steward guards the fountain, if that becomes a thing in that kind of a mash. And, well, she can also break the guard for the Garden Guardian. But to go over the rest of the party, because this is going to be interesting. We have Evelyn the Ripperkin with Rip and Tear. This removes protection. We have Blood as Fuel doing high damage and bleed, also breaking and bypassing guard. Bloody Gust to do a little bit of an AoE bleed, kind of higher bleed as well. And Rev Up if I want an extra action at the cost of her max HP. We then have her full Crimson Quartz set, so we're going to see how this actually functions on her, because it does have some very bad downsides. However, Futile Struggle is plus damage versus bleeding, making Blood as Fuel hit even harder, which usually hits hard as is. It also gives her plus 20 armor piercing and plus 5 accuracy. The stun chance isn't really a thing on this estate, so never mind that. Then the Deserter's Crest is plus 2 speed, plus 35% bleed amount, minus 15% death blow resistance, putting her at 40 death blow resistance. And then the full set will give her plus 20% damage received, so she will be taking more damage. However, she gets plus 3 speed, putting her at 12 speed here, and plus 30% bleed resistance, so she has a 160 bleed resistance. Next up, again, Greymane. We're going to be using him mainly in Worgen mode, however, I may use Inner Beast just to get the extra riposte. Well, we're going to see how this goes, but Beast mode does minus bleeding resistance or bleed, or just straight up damage versus bleeding, and that's what we want. Otherwise, we have the Ancestor's Letter opener on him. This ups his melee accuracy and extra on-hit bleed. And then the Iron Forged Wheel Lock, which is kind of interesting, however, it does just give him a straight armor piercing, and on crit will remove protection. And then also gives him a little bit of damage reflection if he is in human form. Picard, our Houndmaster, is going to have Hound Rush for the bleed and extra damage versus Beast and Marked, Hound Harry for AoE bleed, Target Whistle for a mark and minus protection, and then Guard Dog for plus dodge and guarding an ally. For his trinkets, we have the Spiked Collar for plus damage and plus bleed chance, however, minus healing done, and Blood Charm for plus damage versus bleeding, plus armor piercing versus bleeding, and extra on attack bleed. Then finally, Ronnie the Lunar Princess. I kind of went over a little bit already, but we're going to be doing the melee hit swap, so one melee hit, then one range hit, keep swapping like so. We have the Finger Slayer Blade on her, so she gets plus 100 armor piercing, plus 2 speed, minus 2 max HP, and on attack hit, all enemies will take 1 damage. And then the Twilight Bell. So on the first round, she will get minus 6 speed, but she ignores all stealth, guard, and riposte mechanics. On hit will break them. And then on attacking anyone with those mechanics, will minus their accuracy multiplier by 66%. So with that being said, let's go get the Garden Guardian. If I do this and get through it, we get the sharpened letter opener for the Grave Robber, which is +3 crit, +10 accuracy, and on crit is a 4-for-1 bleed. So taking all the food to be able to heal, shovels, anti-venom, bandages, medicinal herbs, a few keys just because it is Courtyard plus, torches, holy waters, amphitheater ribbons for the minus stress received, and I think we'll be good. You know, I'm going to bring extra bandages as a just in case. Well, we obviously know where they are. And then I do want to preface, once again, that the mash that gave me a ton of trouble last time is not a normal mash. So that mash should only appear, not even in just Courtyard Plus, but with the Courtyard Plus and the modded mash mixer. So that makes it so any enemy like the Chevalier here can spawn, or has the same spawn chance as a Steward, or say the Bulbous Maggot or the Courtesan here. Any enemy that can spawn has the same chance to spawn, like, no matter what. And then, so, like, all of them have the same chance to spawn, and any enemy that can spawn will spawn if it can spawn in row 1, and then it does the same thing for row 2, 3, and 4, so it can create some very nasty mashes.
Pummeling.
And some mashes that should not exist. Like, legitimately, they were not meant to be things. Oh, that's a crit, and oh, no stun, but not often that the Maggot does that. Card, my man. Alright, let's get rid of the bleed. I'm gonna do... You know what, we're just gonna transform since we're not gonna have the speed turn 1. And that's gonna help take out some other stuff here. Then Adrian Nova blasts the Maggot. Now the Courtesan goes down to bleed. So just the Chev left. And we can Carian charge him. Bloody Gust for the bleed, and I believe he goes down.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Ooh, Jute Tapestry off the bat.
If you value such things.
We'll take the workers' wages for now. I did not want to use food this early on, but there we go. Torch through this. Alright, here's some extra food. This will help out.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
I don't got blood for him. Did not scout because I did not bring a trinket for scouting, unfortunately. 2 socialites is not the worst in the world. I don't think I can do anything with her, so passing with Evelyn. That's actually kind of a bad start. Razor Swipe leading the 2 socialites. This is not great. Just stress. Oh no, that's damage as well.
The horror.
We can Harry bleeding them all. There we go. So 10 bleed on the socialite. What's everyone's speeds here? So let's do Quick Strike, moving back That way Ronnie goes into 4, Evelyn's in 3, and she's faster than Evelyn. And then she should be faster than, like, everything there. Transforming. And then we'll Nova. 1 down. And then Bleeds should take out one of the Socialite and that... We Bloody Gust it. I was hoping to take out the other Socialite. Hound Rush should do the job, if it hits. Lovely. Okay. So just Socialite left. It's not the worst thing in the world. Go for the throat since you're bleeding. Crit got it.
The enemy crumbles.
We got a little bit of dodge. So take the rubies.
That overconfidence is
Fault order here, Quick.
Insidious killer.
I'm wondering, I should probably take the blood. So let's give up the gold for it, just in case something happens here with Ronnie, and I'm not going to give it to him. Now from here, if we scout, I can either go up or left. Left gives me more curios and less battles, so that's a safer route. Trap with Picard. Shovel on the Bloodflower.
Wealth beyond measure.
Another tapestry.
Awarded to the brave and the fool.
We'll get rid of workers' wages for that, so that's 9,000 gold there. And then we'll just leave the crests. Alright, moving on along. Alright, here we go. Up we go. You know, that vine looks a little meaty. Is that just me?
A handsome
don't really got anything for the gold there.
Well performed.
Can take the ruby, can take the key. We'll leave the gold in the journal page. Hunger check is actually good, healing up. And battle room. Lost Legion. Alright, feed the beast. Trying to decide what I want down the most here. So let's get the levies because they bleed us. Probably should have gone for the Judicator for the stun, but that's fine. I go for the throat. The Pilgrim Levy goes down, I believe. He already has 5 bleed, and if I do go or Razor Swipe, I hit for 4. So that's 9. Add in the 5 bleed, that's 14. So even on a 4, if I hit for 5 or higher, the Pilgrim Levy goes down, and I do damage to the Judicator. Pilgrim Levy goes down. I mean, fair. That's probably the one real heretic there. Let's do... If I carry and charge, even without a crit, we're going to do a lot of damage to the other levy. And next turn, we kind of obliterate. Gotcha. Hound Harry bleeding him all, so I can go for the throat and such.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Okay. Quick strike, Judicator.
Well struck.
Judicator down. Transform. And then Nova hitting the other 2. I don't think that takes either out. Bloody Gust. Of course it misses.
Slowly.
Levy down to bleeding. Deadbolt left.
This is how a life is taken.
Go for the throat. Kind of surprised it crit again. Alright, default order.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Gonna use a bit of food there on Picard. We're gonna take the... I was gonna say the A+ exam, but I really don't want it. Deeds. No scout, huh? I was hoping this would tell me how many fights were left, and then I could take the crests. But realistically, no. Of course.
Watch your step.
Get rid of the bleeding, move on along. Okay, Blood Fountain. This is a bad fight. Although at least it's not skewering repartee stuff. We need to get rid of the Blood Fountain first. We figured that out last time. Unfortunately, that means Chevs are gonna belt into us. So, blood is fuel. And it can bleed. Hound rush it. Go for the throat. There we go, it's down. Didn't get a chance to do its thing, because if I do damage to anything else, it like attacks me back or some such. I don't really need to do Moon Bequeaths. What we can do though is just get speed up Quick Strike. Okay, that one hurt.
Unbalanced.
Quick Strike again.
Impressive.
Transform Nova.
Precision and power.
At least one Chev is almost down, that's good. Second curse. Well, we're almost to the point where we can go do the Countess. One Chev bleeds out. Blood is fuel onto other Chev. Both bleed out. Go for the throat on Sycophant.
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
Here we go. Take torch.
Horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
Let's see here. I have a stupid idea. So we're gonna camp here. Take the crusts. Peace for the stress. Take the deeds.
To steel oneself against the coming horrors.
And then we'll take the blood and leave the rest. We are going to do... No to the Conspiration for the plus damage plus accuracy versus size 2. Hound's Watch for the prevent nighttime ambush. Arnis's Almanac for the plus the bleed chance. And that goes to the Ripperkin, so she has a better chance to bleed. And then it's going down for the plus damage, and that's going to go on to her and the curse. Which hurts a little bit. But now they both get plus 25% damage. Shovel this just in case. We'll leave it. Going up. Leave all that. blood is fuel. We're gonna go at the steward, see if we can't take him out. One away. I was hoping he'd miss with that, and then the bleed would take him out, but no such luck. Hound Harry. So bleed takes out steward. Let's do Dark Flight. Let's go for the Sycophant. Transform Nova. That takes Sycophant out, does damage to the other two. Yikes. 3 curses this round. I really am going to want to go for the Countess. Blood. No, we'll do Rip and Tear. We'll get the Courtesan. Transform. Charge at the Socialite. Socialite down.
Ground quakes.
Now, she does have high speed, so I was kind of expecting her to go, but Dark Flight. Ah. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Okay. And Doggo got it. Taking what we can.
Momentum. Push on to the task's end.
And you want the Sapphire, but you want the supplies more. We're just gonna torch for the accuracy. Probably should default party ordered. Well, I suppose what I can do here is Rip and Tear and hit a Gargoyle. Or I can Bloody Gust. Maybe bleed. So 120, so I have like a 150 realistically. Oh, Bloody Gust. See what happens.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Good dodge, good dodge. Then Houndarium. Unfortunately, the Gatekeeper missed. Or I got a miss, but we can go for Throat, taking him out. And then Transform Nova. Because that's going to hurt the Gargoyles quite a bit.
Masterfully
Actually took both of them out. Just Sycophant left. It should transform. Quick Strike. Leave that. Default party order. Give him a blood, see if we get anything.
A dizzying fall.
No, not really. And then on to the boss. Dig through this. Use a torch just for the accuracy. Give him some blood. I have 3 blood for the boss. Actually, what I'm going to do here is give Evelyn some food so I can take the crusts. Use some holy water. And, in we go.
The hamlet cannot stand for this thing that should not be. Defeat it. Claim the prize it guards.
So minus 20% damage received on the body with 340 health. 35% damage received on the shield and 20 on the spear. Let's see what we can do. The shield also has protection, and that's what I can hit right now, so we're going to do Rip and Tear on it, minusing the protection.
A powerful blow.
Let's do, you know what, as a just in case for now, we're gonna switch back and then Inner Beast, just for the riposte. Just getting her the speed, we're gonna quick strike.
A singular strike.
Dog treat. Hound Harry. Got some bleed going. Cool. Just what I need.
Grievous injury.
That is not what I needed.
Palpable fear.
Shield goes up. Okay. I got a little bit of a plan here. Transform. Nova.
A devastating blow.
Dark Flight transforming, hitting the Garden Guardian, doing damage versus bleeding. Pantera going back into... Actually, no. For now, we're just going to Bloody Gust. Hound Harry again getting... No, just do damage. I was gonna guard, but now damage reflect and riposte. Oh, it didn't go for row 1 like I intended. Go reflect. Alright, transform. Time to break the guard. I guess I'm not going to be breaking the guard, but quick strike. Oh, it did. Never mind. Then transform so I don't bring Evelyn out of 2. And we'll Nova. Because if I use Frost Glint here, it's going to up their accuracy, and I really don't want that. Go for the throat damage versus bleeding. Blood is fuel. Bleed damage. Bleeding for 7, that's not the greatest. By Hound Harry, I do 5 to... I think I do a lot more damage, theoretically. Because bleed would do 9. Then 2... 7, 9. No. Rush would do more. Taking into consideration that they're probably going to resist the bleed. 91 health left. Just gotta go a little bit further in. Holy water on you. Blood is fuel. I probably should have revved up, but that's fine. Bandage. Transform. Can't quick strike. Just gonna moon bequeaths. Dog treat. Blue water. Hound rush. Keeps resisting that. Yep, dark flight. Down he goes.
For now, but I fear there may be no end to this bloodborne evil.
Another blueprint. A jade. And Juliet for the Arbiter. +4 accuracy, -20% damage received while virtued, and on attack hit, self-stress +7. Not the worst thing in the world. Also, plus 100% virtue chance when you have the full set. I actually did think with the plus damage received on Evelyn here, she'd be taking a lot more. So that's why I was thinking I was going to be using Guard Dog on her to guard her, which didn't necessarily need to become the case. Interesting nonetheless. Fun. Quest complete. Let's go. Another boss down. we got the Sharpened Letter Opener. That's the +3 E crit, +10 accuracy on crit, 4 bleed for 1 round. Guardian's Shield Trophy, which is amazing if you do have the Crimson Curse. This is +20% max HP, +20 protection, -3 speed. Values double, so +40% max HP, +40 protection, -6 speed if you have the Crimson Curse. 28,000 gold, 50 crests, 6 steeds, a blueprint, 3 Crimson Curses. The person who didn't get a Crimson Curse got Syphilis. That's just processing in my brain right now. Give that a minute. Everyone got a disease. 3 of them got a disease that makes them immune to every other disease, and then the one person who didn't get the Crimson Curse, which makes them immune to every other disease, got syphilis. What were you good folk doing in there? I'm a little speechless. Brain not registering. He also got Plutomania and gifted. He's gifted that he got syphilis. Picard also got sickly, which doesn't really matter right now because he has a Crimson Curse, but I will want to get rid of that because I am getting rid of the Crimson Curse rather soon. And then last gasp on Evelyn. Okay.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
It all makes sense if you think about it. It all makes a lot of sense if you think about it. And I'm not going to think about it anymore. It's as simple as that. Overture box, so plus 8 speed, 8 dodge, and 15 max HP. I will be buying this. The others there are kind of eh. There's a bounty hunter here to replace one that I had died if things come to it. Actually, what I should be looking at right now are the districts, because I have a few more. So if I get a little more crests, I can get the training ring. That's probably going to be what I want to get for the +5 accuracy, +10 protection. Altar of Light would be good for just the stress or stun resistance. Yellow Hand would be nice just for the scouting chance. Other than that, none of them really matter to me. Okay. So I think next on our list is the Necromancer Lord, because I kind of want the big game trophy. It's not the best thing in the world for him, but it is nice on very certain occasions. Actually, I'm not sure the occasion is going to come into play on this estate in particular, but it is good on very certain occasions. So next time, probably going to fight the Necromancer Lord to get the big game trophy, which looks like a giant, like, saber-tooth skull maybe. Unless, none of those look great. So I'm not sure who we'll be bringing to fight the Necromancer Lord. But once he's down, we can go to the Sonorous Prophet as well and have him available. But this shouldn't be the worst thing in the world to go knock out of the park. And we can go do that quick. So I think that will do it for this time, with a very good plan to go into for next time. I'm not sure that group's going to work, but and we'll call it that. So yeah, we'll have some fun. Go see what we can do, and go rock the Necromancer Lord. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. And otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time. And please, have a good one.